Junior year has arrived. The air is cold. I have just quit my janitor job. I've spent the whole summer being unable to keep food down, and I entered a 50K race I had no business being in because it was time I proved to my dad that I am a real man. What fresh classes was I doing this time? More English, more papers I don't remember writing, more lessons I didn't learn, more confusing titles in my folders. Essay number 3, shoes, cyanide and happiness comic, a presentation on Alcatraz for some reason. I still couldn't write a damn resume properly, so glad I had to take this clearly useful more anatomy, more muscles, more drawing people, more sucking at drawing people. The only part that stood out was that one of the models pulled an improvised swan dive, but I was in such a hurry to not see a skull explode like a party popper that I dropped none of the things I was holding in my hand, so I caught her while desperately clutching an iPod video and a pencil sharpener. Folklore, sadly don't remember too much about what we learned. I liked the teacher. I believe the big takeaway was stories are still being used in some communities as tools for education and their effectiveness in teaching. More digital, this time painting? I don't know. We had digital art assignments of the non-Adobe Illustrator variety. I don't know how else to explain it. I successfully failed to learn how to digitally paint and would not be marginally okay at it until almost 10 years later. Smashing. In art production class? Basically, we covered things like making a concept art page, character turnarounds, backgrounds, learning to mimic different styles, storyboarding, that sort of thing. Basically an intro into art industry. An overall okay class, didn't really leave an impression on me. Useful, but not terribly memorable. I had a comic class where my love for comics was slowly worn down to the point I felt like I could not succeed in the comic industry by a veteran comic artist because I didn't want to suck Marvel and DC's shriveled dick, and that's all I have to say about that. Another intro to the art industry, but this time with more of a focus on book jackets, trading cards, book illustrations, reading cards. You get the gist. The most notable thing about the class was perhaps just my profound lack of improvement. I watched as my other classmates were starting to get better at things that they weren't quite as strong with to begin with. But I'll be honest, I would not notice an improvement in my artistic abilities until 2022, 2021.